our way, Legate. Your home welcomes you and your victorious legion. Death comes to us all eventually. All we can do is delay it. Sometimes not even that is possible. Leave ambition to my brothers. This is a comfortable post close to home and well paid too. I'm sure you have a lot of things to discuss before you disband. Let me know when you're ready to proceed.
Okay. Well, I do have points to spend. Oh, there is a headbutt skill. Didn't know that. Oh. Spoilers of war.
Alright, we'll talk to everybody before we...
Last time we stood here with a legion, we had Lucullus with us. I know he was your Patronus, but the man was like a father to me. We will. I will. I hate to be back in this shithole of... shit.
Damn.
Well, at least you're not getting married. Oh, indeed. Without Lucullus, you're in some legal trouble. Well, you have a lot of powerful friends. You'll find a way. I don't know yet. There's a lot I need to take care of. I'll let you know if I suddenly turn into a damsel in distress. You are making the same mistake your enemies are making. You are underestimating Cleopatra. You think you can control her. Obviously, you are not the first person to think so.
That is actually very true. I mean, if we look at throughout history...
We can see that she kind of always been a free bird, in a sense. What's in my inventory? Oh.
Is it time? I've told you before. It is this idleness that bothers me. Can't we just quickly go in? I have things to do. Oh, all right. We have to go to the arena. Agrippa told me they have received 2 new tigers. We need to see them. And pet them. When I said we, I was talking about Raya. She will teach me Tiger Tongue, so I might talk to Big Cat. Once I speak Tiger Tongue, I shall try teaching you, too.
Oh, he has a date. That's cute.
I'll take it easy. This campaign made me realize there is a lot to learn. And while Sinaros is a great magister, it is impossible for him to teach me everything. But he said if he teaches me how to fish, my problems will be solved. Perhaps I misunderstood. I am already skilled at fishing. But Magister rarely turns out to be wrong, so I am intrigued. It was glorious. We have conquered many lands and slain numerous foes. It was strange of you to leave the Queen on her throne, though. Spoils of war should not be left for the enemy to recover. I see. You still plan on conquering her. Forgive me for doubting you.
No problem. I forgive you. For now.
Recent events are making me think about the way we're approaching our long-term problems. No matter what we do, our opponent seems to retain the upper hand. This is the second time he's accomplished the same trick. I think we now know the way he plays the game. We're clearly not playing by the same rules. We stop playing fair.
Ooh.
Consider the Rubicon. No legatus is allowed to keep their command inside the Pomerium. The Legion shall always disband here, beyond these predefined borders. So it is written, so it shall be done. Of course, because the law threatens obliteration, everyone obeys it, and everyone expects it to be obeyed. That makes us predictable. This is how Loco always wins. He knows what our possible moves are, so he prepares himself accordingly. He plans for both outcomes and controls the result either way.
That's right.
Now,
That's just smart of
consider
him.
the results of a commander crossing the Rubicon with his legion, ignoring the ancient law and the tradition. Certainly not. I was simply using as an example the absurdity of the notion, and the fact that Rome would be helpless against such a legion were it to just march through. Loco exploits our adherence to established norms and patterns. As long as we're playing the same game, he wins. It is an idea worth considering, but we should be careful about it, lest we become predictable in our rule-breaking. My frail bones are in dire need of warm water and a well-executed massage, but I also have an interesting meeting to attend. Indeed, a lady who allegedly knows the solution to the one formula of Pythagoras. I'm sure it will be fun. The political situation we ended up with is truly interesting. It looks like Queen Cleopatra cares only for herself, but in politics especially, looks can be deceiving. We helped her greatly, and she will probably not forget that. I'd cultivate the relationship. I'm sure there's a lot you can do face to face.
Not back to back. That woman will zap you. And she thinks...
Let's get this over with. Where to even start? I served with Lucullus for the majority of my life. In a way, he turned me into the man I am today. In return, I caused his death. He would have been alive today if we hadn't delayed our departure for the sake of fixing my mistakes. Nothing but a disappointment. And you are more of a sibling to me than my own little brother. It is comforting to know I have never disappointed you. But somehow I feel like I have failed in that big quest that is my life. I should have been more important, more significant. Feels like something old Cinerus would say.
You know, I'm wise
There is
too.
one thing I can tell you, though. Caeso Quinctius Aquilinus will never be a villain. Enough of those roaming around. Probably, but not for the reasons you might think. You think I'll go there and drink myself into a torpor? Let's just say I have an outstanding debt. The kind you can't pay back with denarii.
Oh, it's like Vegeta's line in Dragon Ball. When he's Majin Vegeta. We saw what the Kakarot has taken as... Oh my god, what's the line? Hold on, because it is an epic line though. If I can... Oh, let's find it. Let's see. Majin Vegeta... Oh, here it is. He has stolen my honor, and his debts must be paid. That one always goes hard, because it's like Goku is technically in the right, but when Vegeta says that line, it just like it makes you go like,
It certainly
Oh,
ended better than it started.
Vegeta doesn't see it that way
Cleopatra in charge
at
was a smart
all.
move. If you had
Like
been a
he
man,
really
I'm
feels in a
certain you would be
particular way.
Pharaoh of Egypt by now. Nevertheless, I wish we were able to save Lucullus. If only we had departed a day earlier. You're probably right. Still, that makes me wonder. There's something I need to handle now that we're back. I may call on you if I need your help, but hopefully it won't come to that.
Oh,
My love, I hate to do this, but we must part here. There is something important that I have to do, and I must do it alone. I wish that I could say that I will see you soon, but I'm not sure that's true. I know. It breaks my heart as well. But I cannot be the woman you deserve until I have dealt with this. I need to find man who killed my sister, Silvius. Habron said he is important member of Collegium Bacchus. If he is not here, he has cause to return at least. And when he does, I will be waiting. I am not sure yet. I will see what he does when he is found. It is best to not involve you, but thank you for offering. I hope I will.
ooh. I have to do this in this order first. Alright, no one else has to talk? Okay.
Time to disband, Legate? You will always be a warrior at heart. Now it's time to be a citizen.
Okay.
Good morning, Domina. You spent longer than usual getting ready today. It is wise to allow your body some time to heal. Fortunately, there are a lot of mundane, everyday tasks for you to take care of today. We have some outstanding debts. There's the issue of inheritance. The kitchen needs to know what you wish to eat today. Finally, the wine you have ordered has arrived. The mourners, they require their due payment. Additionally, one of them has severely injured herself during the funeral. She is in need of medical attention. As you wish. A slight understatement.
Oh.
His library and his 2 summer villas belong to you now. But the rights need to be officially transferred, and therein we run into some problems. Despite your station as the owner of this villa and as a temporary head of this family, you can't acquire additional property.
That was the
Lucullus
thing.
anticipated this and left everything to your husband. It may be a good idea to accelerate your plans. Having a husband would eliminate a lot of potential problems. A sensible thought, Domina. It is boar season. We should buy a few and keep them in stock. Flavius says the mussel harvest was pretty good too, if you fancy seafood. Last but not least, I can order a variety of fruits for you. It will prove to be a good investment.
Okay.
Indeed? I was wondering about that. I assumed you were sampling the competition. Well, they have brought it to the study. We shall inspect the item. Perhaps it was intended for someone else. That never crossed my mind. I apologize. I'll bring your arms at once.
Yeah, listen, I've learned one thing in this game. Always be ready. Always. Can I? No. Can you wear a knife? Oh, you can. No. Give me the knife. Okay.
Domina?
Excuse me.
I expected a slightly warmer welcome. I assure you there is no need for you to brandish that knife. Someone you'd prefer to see in my stead? The pleasure is all mine. I do owe you an explanation. Well, Legate, or should I call you Legater? Words have power. That which doesn't have a name fades quickly. I've come to visit you out of curiosity. In my experience, curiosity is rarely dangerous on its own. The danger comes from what you do with the knowledge. Your reputation preceded your arrival in Rome. Both optimates and populares were intrigued by the deeds of this mysterious protege of Lucullus. A prime candidate for senatorship, some said, while others saw you as a potential foe. None expected you to be a woman. I had my suspicions. Shall we talk in a more private setting? I'm rather tired of standing around. Nothing could be further from the truth. I enjoy seafood if I have the option. I've heard a lot about your mother's cooking.
Under the circumstances, it might turn out to be disappointing. I shall strive for perfection nevertheless.
May I ask you a question? Why do you do all of this? Your personal problems were solved after the Asia campaign. Why risk everything again in Africa? You could have stayed home. I disagree. You are quite good at being pretty. But do you really enjoy the fighting? I know what you mean. It is easy to lose oneself that way. But violence for the sake of violence is meaningless. And after all of this is done, what would you like to do, ideally? Compassion combined with a profound lack of imagination. I will not mince my words. This is a man's world. But I believe that can prove to be an advantage for you. I'm pretty sure many people had their own assumptions based on their rigid minds and thoughts. Yet you have changed the expected course of events. It is intriguing. I can't even begin to guess how many secrets you're still keeping. Assumptions are dangerous. They tend to mislead people. I'm very much interested in finding out more about you. Shall we continue this conversation over dinner? I'm famished.
Oh, I think he's gonna be like my business partner.
This
who's
is no
married
food. It's an edible poem. I'm sad to have reached the finale. A craftsman of the highest caliber. There must be many people trying to buy him off you. How do you resist? Loyalty to one's subjects is one of the most important of virtues. I admire your integrity. It's getting late. Your Zoe seem tired and you look ill at ease. What's on your mind? Do not be subservient to your worries. You carry a great weight on your shoulders. There's no shame in sharing the burden. I was never one for vapid chatter and shallow flattery. I apologize if I've come across as stiff. Do I seem nervous? I don't think that's the word, but you are right. There is much at stake. Here's my first offer. I think we shall finish this flask in a more private setting. That's regrettable. Perhaps I have misread. Oh well.
No,
Fortunately, I have a second proposal, if you'll indulge me. You have displayed your aptitude for command and politics, and I admire your personality. But whatever your plans are, they will be difficult to bring to fruition as a woman. Certain things cannot legally be done by you. Ordinarily, an honorable man would not exploit such hardships. But few men are not any man. You need an honorable and dependable man on your side. I am an honorable man. Let us get married. Think of it as a business arrangement. Good. Your words warm my heart. I feel a great deal of affection for you as well. I'll take care
I'm
of the
curious where
arrangements
this
tomorrow
goes.
then, and make sure you retain everything you naturally have a right to retain. And then there's the issue of the wedding ceremony.
Okay. So before we do that, I want to do these two.
Domina, excuse me.
His mother shall end at 2.
Statius nearly dropped an amphora.
Good morning.
Of olive oil in the triclinium. Oh, that
Stable master had 2 horses in need of new shoes. Go with him to see Sextus, near the Forum, tomorrow. Salve. I see you're on your way out. Glad I caught you. I wish I could say I was just dropping by for a cordial visit. However, I was in fact asked to come here by your friend. Julia Callida has got herself into a great deal of trouble, and she has beseeched me to lend her my legal counsel. I told her I would represent her as a favor to you, if you are willing to owe me. For reasons that will become apparent, your friend is forced to maintain a low profile at the moment. She has chosen a discreet meeting spot, near the market. Please meet us there today, and she will explain the details of her predicament.
Okay. Okay. Stab!
Hercules! What have you done? Silvius! Who are you? Why did you kill that man? No more blood needs to be spilled here. Please, just tell us what you want. Well, that does not sound like something I would do. How long ago was this? We're just a group of Nobody is hurt, I swear. The Senate, they've given...
Okay.
Listen, I'm certain we can come to some sort of agreement. You are bereaved. Do you seek compensation?
I seek
Get your hands off
vengeance!
The bitch killed Silvius. She's mad. Stop her.
You want to try me too? I will kill you all if I must.
Ow. Good job.
Get the lictors! Get anyone! Save yourselves! Get the lictors! Get anyone!
That's how that works.
You took my veins. Save yourselves! Get the lictors! Get anyone! Save yourselves!
Everybody was eliminated.
Don't hurt me, please! I would never. Find your clothes and get out.
That seems like a cool weapon to use. Okay.
The great Gaeso Quinctius Aquilinus. Your reputation precedes you. They told me you're here on business. So, let's discuss business.
All right.
Indeed. I think I know who you're talking about. You seem to have an inexplicable soft spot for this girl. Curiously, I don't think you even know her name. I see. That sounds very important indeed. She must be quite valuable to you. This sets the price at an extremely high level. Too high for you, I'm afraid. I'd rather not. I would, however, gladly negotiate with that patrician friend of yours. Her vineyard has risen to quite a bit of fame over these past few years. The chance to make a competitor go bankrupt. I have both money and time.
Really?
Salve, Legate. I hope you have been informed as to the nature of our potential transaction. Go ahead. Oh, well, I must admit, your own wine has been improving steadily since you took control of your family's business.
Strategy. Put them down, put them up, butter them up.
I can be persuaded to part with Lucia, the sewer in question, in exchange for, say, half your vineyards. How does that sound?
What? That is insane! It's not a fair price for anything. Surely you won't go ahead with this, Legate.
It's called negotiation. Of course you are free to make a counteroffer, but I should remind you, as the owner of the object of desire, I have the advantage in this game.
The price you demand is excessive. Demanding an overwhelmingly high price for a commodity of a certain value is illegal.
Now, if you believe the law is on your side, you can take the... I see. And let me guess. The easy way is I just hand over my valuable assets to you for nothing, and the hard way is what?
What are you doing? I can't... This would lower us to his level. It would turn us into criminals.
Stupid move. There are only two of you, and...
That's enough. I have a knife. Okay. Maybe I didn't think this through. Damn.
Get the lictors! Get anyone!
Damn. Damn.
Save yourself!
God, give me strength!
There we go.
By Jupiter. What have we done? We have killed a citizen of Rome. I agree, but it wasn't up to us to deliver justice.
Please don't be so harsh on yourselves, Dominique. You've saved my life today. And the life of my daughter.
I hope you're right, Lucia. Go pick your girl up and take her to my friend's villa.
As you wish, Dominus.
Just Kaiser, please. Thank you for being here for me.
Okay. You know, this place is not that bad, even though it has a little bit of burn marks in it. Wait, before we do this one, hold on. Where's my Senate? No, Senate. Okay, let me just make sure there's nothing there. Ah! My whole body hurts. I fell earlier. My wounds.
Here at the court, you have committed a criminal offense, or so they claim. Both things can be true. Our actions sometimes cause harm to society, yet we may be unaware. Or perhaps you're being wrongfully accused. Only one way to find out. Someone must have suffered because of something you did. Frankly, there's no way to know unless we visit the magistrate.
Of course.
If we want to defend ourselves, certainly. To be technical, they cannot reach a decision in our absence. But lately, they have started interpreting silence as acceptance. I say it is best to be on the safe side. It is best not to ignore these things. The court may think of your silence as an acceptance of guilt. If you find yourself near the forum, you should talk to the magistrate. I will meet you there. It is irrelevant.
See, that's why you always check. I figured, I was like, how's everybody giving me a question?
In the political game, you need a husband.
The only one I couldn't find is the tiger guy, but I think because he's not in the city technically. Not the tiger guy, the tiger lady. He's with the other guy, and they're talking to a tiger.
I know you think so, but this is the way Rome works. You can only get so far by resisting its rules. Despite all of our efforts, he did really position himself well politically. I certainly wish you had found a less illegal and immoral way to eliminate our chief competitor. But I will accept that this can only be good for business. Kaiser will make a good business partner, I believe. We will supply him well with our finest wine and give him the best possible conditions to succeed.
Yay. Hey, bro. Alright. Find the piece. Okay.
Now, you think that will bring stability over there at
An auction of fine Selby will be held tomorrow by the House of Erasmus. Learned Greeks.
Away. Thank you for coming. Hopefully this matter will be resolved quickly. An admirable quality fit for a true Roman. This is about your Servus, Secundus. It seems that last night he got quite drunk. In his intoxicated state, he got into a fight with another Servus.
With all due respect, Domina, that's hardly the most relevant question we can ask here.
No, I mean, we
On
can't
the
ask more.
contrary, it's actually a surprisingly relevant question. Not only did he win, he broke the other man's arm.
Good for him.
It is not my place to tell you how you should handle your Serwi. I am not a censor. Nevertheless, the punishment of your Servus is not the topic of this hearing. He is your Servus, is he not? His actions fall under your purview and responsibility. There's not much to say. The evidence is irrefutable. The other Servus was severely injured, costing his dominus valuable labor. Furthermore, there are criminal charges. This kind of violence is not to be tolerated. The sentence for the first offense will be monetary. In total, this means you will have to pay 200 denarii to the offended dominus and 100 denarii to the state. Do you contest this ruling?
This is ill-advised.
Shh, I
On
got
what
this.
basis are you contesting the ruling?
Yeah.
Well, it is a relevant question, actually. Witnesses claim there was a heated exchange and some distasteful claims about the profession of your mother.
Ooh.
No matter what the reason is, there is loss of labor. Perhaps some damage was still caused. There's nothing to be gained by resisting legal institutions. Well spoken. You clearly have a good understanding of how the legal process works.
If you could talk your way out of it in Rome, you can reduce your sentence. That's how I know.
You've made a good case, and your arguments are solid. I can't ignore the damage your service has caused, but you will receive a reduced sentence. This time.
I think I lost like all my money. Yeah, I'm broke. I'm broke. Broke. If I broke.
All citizens, be aware that the vassal...
Uh-oh. I went this way.
I've taken care of the payment. There's just one more matter we need to address. Secundus himself.
I need money.
A fair decision.
Okay. I'm broke. I was broke. I broke. Now I got some money. Broke. No more broke. I am not broke. Not broke. Oh, 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 oh.
I must arrange to visit that soon.
Oh, so that's his daughter.
How can I be of assistance? My father. He's working inside. Do you need me to get him? One moment.
Legate, it's good to see you out of your uniform again. How is civilian life treating you this time? Indeed I have. My family must eat. She is. She is the youngest of the clutch. I tell her she should find a nice rich patrician boy to marry, but she insists she enjoys helping me sell what I make. It has been better, but it has also been worse. There will always be people in need of horseshoes and kitchen pots.
That's
Only
true.
the best things. You are held in great esteem in my household. For you, it would have to be something prestigious. Tell me, have you heard of a Parazonium? The very same. You have managed just fine through 2 campaigns without it, but if nothing else, I'd say you've earned the right to wield such a blade. What say you? I can sell you one that you'll be proud to show off. It's a symbol of prestige more than anything. Jewelry for a great soldier. To tell you the truth,
Oh,
I have one almost
damn it, now I'm
finished.
broke again.
It was ordered for the scion of another patrician house who was going to be a tribunus under Crassus. The young fool bedded the wrong girl and was stripped of his military commission, and the order was cancelled. If you'll wait for an hour, I will personalize it for you and finish the work.
Okay.
Ah, good, you're back. The Parazonium is finished. I engraved your initials on the hilt and got it nice and sharp for you. A well-tempered and carburized blade, if I do say so myself. In a manner of speaking, as long as the men believe it, they will fight all the fiercer when you are near. Thank you, but it's not for sale. If you ever go to war again, I'll be with you. But here in Rome, I prefer my freedom. It was good to see you again, Legate. But if that'll be all, I must get back to work.
How good is this dagger? Holy shit. Oh. It's a little dagger. Stab! Stab! Stab, bitches! I'm ready to stab all y'all. Ain't good for her. There she is.
Fallen ill. Finally.
There she is, the woman of the hour.
I need your help. They will kill me. I need someone to defend me at the court tomorrow.
If this is a court case, I would surely like to know more. Tell me exactly what happened, but do so calmly.
It's a long story. What do you want to know? Feels like a lifetime ago. Before I joined the Legion, I killed my husband. Sort of. People were looking for me, and I was on the run. I could have found other places to hide, but I chose the Legion because the life appealed to me. Then Lucullus, he saw me for what I truly was, and he allowed me to be that person. That was the first time I experienced freedom. And freedom to die on my own terms.
I mean, that's
knowing
not
that
wrong.
whatever happens to me is because of my decisions. It's not that easy. No matter how far I try to run, my past keeps catching up with me. Julius Calidus is a warrior of renown in the Legion, and he has slain countless men. He's a hero. Julia Calida has slain only one man. She is a murderer. And whenever I enter Rome, I turn back into Julia, the husband killer. He was an extremely controlling man. I couldn't leave the villa except in his company. Everything about how I dressed, who was allowed to visit me, all was decided by him. I couldn't live that way. We fought about it all the time. One of those fights took place atop the grand staircase. I wish I could tell you he died for a better reason. That he was a criminal, or that it was some grand conspiracy, or even just that he was hitting me. But his cruelty was of a much more insidious sort. And to the people of Rome, his was a perfectly acceptable way to treat his wife. This whole thing is their fault. When my brother Aulus finally invited me to dinner, I thought everything was going to be fine. I ran into an ambush during the dinner. Everything was fine at first, and Aulus was speaking up for me. Now that my father is dead, he is pater familias after all. Then suddenly, this ridiculous mule walks in. Burienus Crispus. I didn't even expect that kind of surprise.
That's a common characteristic of surprises.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Look, I am a murderer. And I thought we were over this with my family, but... pretty much. The moment I refused this new marriage they set up for me, Mother turned me in. I barely escaped. Thank you. I hadn't noticed. Any other brilliant observations you want to share with the class?
Your emotions are understandably frayed, Domina. But please do remember who your friends are in this trying time.
This dude is very calm. I like this. This dude is like, listen, you have the right to be angry, but just watch how you're like taking it out on others.
There will be a hearing tomorrow where they will try me for the murder of my late husband. I may be sentenced to death. I need Kikoro to advocate on my behalf.
Matricide. It's a difficult situation. Was he a particularly cruel man?
Not by Roman standards.
I would certainly not use that line in front of the public. Please answer my question.
He was a bit full of himself, but actually he didn't really do anything bad to me.
He didn't even whip you a little bit?
You think he could have?
Indeed not. A pity. This makes defense difficult. I didn't say that. I welcome the challenge, but you will owe me a great deal. I admire your loyalty. In a few years' time, I plan to run for consul. You will have to contribute a great deal to my campaign to pay me back for this.
Thank you. It would be impossible to repay you, but this means a lot to me. I feel like I'm multiple people in one. Yulia Kallida the warrior, and Yulia Kallida the murderer. I don't really know which one I am, but I can't be both.
We will see what happens. Walete, don't be late tomorrow.
Okay.
I will not tolerate these hijinks in my court. Both parties to this case have selected me as your Iudex Privatus. Show some respect, or go find someone else to preside. Is that clear? Let us continue then. To the accused, I pose this question. Why did you kill your husband?
Be very careful, Kallida. I am here to argue on your behalf, but your answers will ultimately determine your fate.
I don't know how to answer these.
Nevertheless, that was the outcome.
Intentions do matter. Many healers, in trying to cure a sickness, end up killing the patient. Does that mean the healer is a murderer?
What's your point, Senator? Was she trying to heal her husband? Your client isn't known as a healer.
Certainly not. She's one of the most capable warriors of Legio Victrix. We know she is capable of killing a man like her late husband. However, her capabilities alone do not constitute evidence.
Intentions. Very well. Let us assume that death was accidental. Was she loyal to her husband?
Is that why you killed him, dear?
Must we endure constant heckling by the accused's mother?
It almost feels like you want your daughter convicted, Domina. Was it you who called on the court?
It was not. I did. I am the pater familias. And your legatus is using you. What's the difference?
I do not understand exactly how you ended up in the Legion. Are they drafting women now?
He's questioning your character. That was artfully done. You didn't speak an uncomfortable truth, but you also did not lie.
Lucullus was a great imperator. If he picked you, he obviously must have seen something we do not.
I
think you are a dishonest person by nature. But Lucullus, I would trust even in death. I'm growing tired of this proceeding, and frankly, I've more or less made up my mind. Would the parties please repeat their demands?
We want her executed or exiled for her crimes against our family.
And we want her exonerated and free to walk the streets of Rome. I would ask the honored Iudex to take into consideration that my Cleons was once a friend of your nephew, Julius Caesar.
Very well. Since the incident in question happened years ago, evidence is in short supply. Thus, I must decide based on my own observations. Despite her generally deceptive personality and her unwomanly profession, I have concluded with reasonable certainty that Yulia Kallida is not guilty. I have found myself unable to decide without a shadow of a doubt. And doubt should benefit the accused. You are free, Domina.
Congratulations. I believe my work here is done.
I'm gonna have to pay this
No,
dude
I had
some
no choice, sister. It was my duty. But despite it all, I am glad you're free. I will try to remember that. Wale, sister.
What was that perk? Hold on, there's a couple perks here. This perks. This one. Oh. You leveled up. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. Nobody. She got to be walk free. And go back to the Senate. I mean, my house. Okay, talk to her.
I've already started the wedding preparations. Kato is such a fine young man. You've done so well for yourself. I could hardly have chosen better myself. Everyone respects Senator Kato. I'm sure he'll be consul one day.
And that was the end of Act 2. Now we have to see what happens in Act 3.
Searching for the moments I'm a little less empty inside.